Hey, what is up everybody, BlackClover here, and today I bring you another video of BlackCloverMobile. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be doing another best gear for your units type of guide here. This one is going to be for the debuffer slash healer side of things for SSR units. So if you guys are interested in that, be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. But before we get into it, I gotta say thank you all for all the support. We did that video like I think 2 days ago, and y'all have been absolutely going insane on it. I have to say, like, thanks no matter what, because I was really kind of iffy on making that video, but I did a lot of researching and stuff like that, and it turned out very well. You guys seem to like it a lot, so of course we're going to be doing the rest of these, and eventually we will get to the SRs and Rs, so surely do keep that in mind as well. But let's go ahead and jump into the video here, and we're going to immediately start off with our first character here, which is going to be Lotus. Now, Lotus is a fairly interesting unit, to say the least, when it comes to the debuffer side of things, and he's definitely one of the most like well needed, or at least most needed units in general when it comes down to it. Now, of course, he is not built off of magic attack or anything like that. Of course, he does have this in his kit. His highest stat is magic attack, but seeing that he is mainly your debuffer and that is pretty much it, this is what you're going to want to build him up. So now the thing should pop up, or at least the visual will pop up on your screen, guys, and you'll be able to see it. So for PvE, which actually I have the second gear option down there at the bottom, as you can see, which is technically his PvP kit. But for PvE, you would like to run it like this. You have your 2 HP, your 2 defense, and your 2 attack with 1 random piece. Mainly having it sideways because we want him to have as much HP slash defense as possible. We don't want him getting knocked off pretty much whatsoever, and you want to make this man useful for survivability. So you have yourself the HP here that gives you 7% increase in HP itself just from the 2 set. That's the only reason why I would put that on him, to be honest. If you're going to be doing this, this is the PvE version, of course. If it was PvP, you would instead use 2%. The 2 piece for speed, but for PvE, you would end up doing the 7% increase in HP, which is the 2 piece, and then of course you have the 2 piece of the defense, which is a 30% increase in defense, and then you'll have the 2 piece in attack, which is giving yourself 7% for not only attack but also magic attack. This is probably, I would say, his best kit. At least I want to say it's probably his best kit, because you're able to keep that survivability on. You're able to at least do some damage a little bit too. And pretty much, if you really wanted some magic attack, at least make sure the top 3 pieces all have magic attack on them, so he can still be hitting pretty dang hard while also be able to tank a lot. Now, if you don't have his SSR card, of course you can use Magna. Magna does come in handy for quite a lot of things here, in which for him himself, can't speak today. For him himself, at least Magna over here gives himself 10% increased accuracy and 10% through 20% pen to just yourself there. So this is actually a pretty decent card that you could possibly use on him. Of course, there are other options, but this is probably one of the options that you would like to use. Substat wise, of course, you would want magic attack, HP, crit resistance, and accuracy, because we want to make sure no one's really blocking too many of his hits. So it's absolutely amazing to keep that at least for ourselves there. So all right, that was pretty much that was pretty much Lotus's whole set here. And of course, I hope you guys don't mind, I'm just having some stuff in the background while I'm talking pretty much. And we're going to end up going to our other ones. Now, some of you guys, if you're wondering why I put the healer in the debuffer set too as well, is mainly just because there aren't really healers in the game yet. So having at least that debuffer as well is amazing. Or at least combining them both in one video is better than just, you know, leaving them out. But heading into our next guide here, we're going to be talking about Nozel here. Now, Nozel isn't used as much as many people want to use or should use him, but he's a pretty decent character. So if we go ahead and switch on over to that here and give this man a good look, he is of course a technique debuffer. None of his things are as well based off of pretty much magic attack or anything like that, which is why we're using this layout here. But in total, he has a decent bit of HP, some 9k magic attack here. His crit rate and stuff is kind of low. Crit damage pretty high, but everything else is kind of medium here. Now, he's also one of these characters that you want to live for quite a long time, because of course he has a chance for poisoning the enemy. He can also apply magic reduction here, He can weapon disarm, which is actually kind of crazy because I hate that stinking skill being used against me. And he can also reduce special points. So this character himself is actually much so a very dangerous character, especially if you go into at least go against him in PvP somewhat. And then he also can be fairly dangerous to the enemies for PvE as well, reducing their damage and stuff like that. And so I would definitely advise 2-piece attack here, of course, 2-piece HP and 2-piece defense. This is pretty much going to be a layout for most of the debuffers themselves. If you wanted to use him in PvP, this pretty much goes for everybody inside of the PvP aspect. I would definitely say use I want to say 2-piece speed here, 2-piece special defense, and then the 2-piece attack. Now for his substats, I just now noticed I accidentally left attack there, so I'm gonna have to change that later on, or at least change that immediately once this video is posted, so I don't get you confused. But instead of the substat being attack, it's actually supposed to be magic attack there. It must have slept by me when I was up kind of late. But HP, crit resistance, and accuracy. Once again, we're going with the same HP, crit resistance, accuracy type of deal. Of course, you could, instead of going for crit resistance, go ahead. Instead of going for HP, you can go ahead and go for defense. I do advise HP though, because of course we want them to be chunky. We want them to at least be alive and be able to continuously help out our teams. Now, of course, this character also goes with Magna for the most part. There isn't really much with this character, I would say, that you would end up swapping out and using for a different card for per se. I mean, you do have his SSR card, which is absolutely amazing to use as well, but when it comes down to other cards in general for him, I wouldn't really say that anything needs to be, you know, crazy changed with him. So, all right, that is it for him, for Nozel here, and we're going to end up going to our next character. Our next character is actually going to be Charlotte here. Now, you guys have heard the news. Of course, we're having a step-up banner for this character, and this is probably one of my favorite support farming units here. This unit, of course, can apply just increased damage. It can do different things like damage reduction, put marks, so if the character is defeated, you're able to at least get another turn out of it. She has attack reduction. She has even incapacitate and stuff like that. And so she is a huge staple for a lot of support type of deals, in which really is crazy seeing that she's a debuffer with all this stuff. She actually puts in that work for everybody's at least kits, and it's actually amazing to see that she can do this. Now, there was some controversy on whether you should build her purely off attack and stuff like that, like attack, crit damage, crit rate. I'm gonna straight up say it. I believe since she is a supporter, you guys will want to build her somewhat like this. Now, this should be on the screen, of course. Here, you already are seeing it. I want to say HP, defense, and attack is what you really want to be working on her. I don't understand if anyone's using her in PvP, but if you are, I guess you could put speed on her a little bit and maybe some crit rate with attack percentage, but she's normally going to be used for PvE. So attack percent, defense percent, and HP percent will probably be the best route for her. Now, of course, you can use her any way that you do like, but I definitely would suggest that. Now, coming down to her cards, of course, you have her main card here, and then I would have suggested Magna just a little bit here. But if you don't want to use Magna, because Magna is not like probably her end-all be-all here, you guys can take a look here at my screen, and Chain Thief here would actually be pretty dang perfect, because we do want her to get her skills back pretty quickly, at least having a reduced cooldown and stuff like that. So being able to use your at least your special skill very quickly and stuff like that would actually come in handy. So Chain Thief is pretty dang good for at least this. Yes, it is an R card, but like, I mean, it is pretty good. And then you're able to also instead replace this with a few other books as well. I think there's actually another one that I was looking at, but I was kind of unsure, and I think it was this one here, which was this one. Yeah, apply 7% through 12% increased damage to yourself. This is if you wanted to make her more of a DPS. I wouldn't suggest it though, but I definitely could say the last one where we had the other card, which was Chain Thief, would be a lot better. Now, that's the way you're going to end up building her, at least 2 HP, stuff like that. You could go the other route, do all that stuff what you want, but I wouldn't advise it. When it comes to our substats, attack percentage is definitely what you want to get. HP, crit resistance, and accuracy once again, because you don't want your attacks getting blocked. You want to make sure she's living, so that's the whole reason why we're having HP and crit resistance. And then of course the attack, just in case you want her to deal a little bit of damage. Now coming into our next character here, we are going to Rill. Now Rill, oh, I use this character too much, a little too much, and I gotta say, absolutely amazing unit. Can't freaking be disappointed with it whatsoever. This man is run very interestingly, and he runs just like the other ones, like HP, of course. You guys already see it, HP, defense, and attack. Or you can go ahead and just run this throughout for everything, which is for PvE as well. You can run this on PvP as well too, which is attack, defense, and speed. Now instead of using HP, the only reason I didn't do that is because his HP is already 62. Yes, this is with extra dupes and stuff like that, but it's already pretty high, so I would advise getting up the defense just a little bit, which is why I said attack, defense, and speed. This character is absolutely amazing. I gotta say, when it comes to his substats, definitely you want to have a lot of magic attack. You want to have yourself some crit chance. You want to make sure you're getting some crit resistance out there, and you want to make sure you have accuracy. Now substats, of course, you could use defense. You could use HP in place of crit chance, but I would rather say crit chance is better just in general because he already has enough of HP. So I would definitely suggest that crit chance would probably be the better side of things to go on. Now when it comes to his card, of course, you have his best card, which is actually his regular card himself, and then you have Magna being his pretty much second best if you are using a SR, and which you possibly is at, like, that's actually pretty much the best pages for most of the characters, which is Magna. But if you do not want to use that, you can use Resilient Justice here, which applies 10% through 18% increased attack to yourself for one turn upon using the skill. This is more of a PvP related card here, because technically for real all you're doing is just getting off the ultimate and then you're pretty much dipping out. This will literally only be applying to yourself for one turn, so yeah, you have to make sure that counts so it doesn't damage while also doing it as well. I overall would say the one that you want to go with is definitely Magna, and that would possibly be the best one. I know some of you guys are looking at me like, why is accuracy gear not in this here? Personally, if you're using the 2 set of accuracy, it would not be too viable or too good for this, because that's only for one turn that you're getting that accuracy. Now granted, for PvP, that one turn is pretty valuable for him, seeing that you only need him for one turn, but PvE wise it is not that valuable, so I would not advise at least using accuracy for this. If you want to make a PvP thing, you could use it, but even then I would suggest at least a 4-piece for accuracy, and then like 2-piece maybe attack or something like that, to at least be sure that you're doing everything perfectly correct with this character. All right, now coming to our last one, and this is actually going to be our healer here, and that is Mimosa here. Now this Clover Academy Mimosa, she's absolutely amazing. She does her job. She's absolutely just like crazy with it, and I gotta say that I'm not used to putting gears like this for her. I ended up testing some stuff here, and I'm still kind of interested on, I'm still having like my ups and downs on each of these sets here. So you guys have actually I think about 3 different options you could possibly do. On the screen you should be seeing her thing pop up right now here, in which, as you can tell by the format, it's a little bit different. Healers are going to have a little bit different of a thing here, and let me explain why it looks like this. Right now, Mimosa is based off of magic attack. Of course, that's how she gets her most of her heals here, for healing your teammates, in which that is absolutely amazing. But one of the few things that I would say here is, if you're going to use her PvP/PvE as well, you kind of want her to survive. Being this as it may, the 4 set gives her that kind of survivability advantage, along with the 2 set of the defense here. And I say that because with the 4 set, you're getting yourself, not only at the start of every round, your HP is restored by 10% of maximum health, but you're also getting yourself the 7% increase in HP, which overall is actually helping her a lot, seeing that she's going to be having a hard time taking care of people in general. Her HP is only 71k, pretty much, if you have her max and stuff like that, and it's pretty high on alone. So getting that even higher to make sure she doesn't get just one tapped or immediately useless for anything else, this would possibly be her best set. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys why I'm a little bit contradicted with this, right? This was probably my most iffy one that I was making when it came to all the guides here, was seeing this character is made by just magic attack. It would be wise to also put her pretty much 2-2-2, and they should all be upright. Reason why I state this is because with the upright and the squares here, they have only magic attack percentages. But with these here that I'm currently showing, she has magic attack percentages on some of these here, which would be her, of course, her long waves piece on the left, the 2 squares in the middle. But that's about it. The others are all defense related. You have the shoe that's defense related or HP related. You have this pill sack that's also defense related, and then you have the one on the bottom which is HP related. Now, this is granting yourself a little bit of everything. It's giving yourself some survivability for Mimosa herself in general, but it's also helping out your teammates while having like at least 3 good pieces for magic attack, and then the other good pieces to keep Mimosa alive. It's a good balance. But if you just straight up said, I don't think she's gonna die anyways, I just want to survive, I want my team to just have as much healing as possible, well then you could just go with the upright long pieces in both in the right hand side, pretty much those 2 where you see the heal and pillow, and then of course you can go with the upright long pieces right down the middle, kind of how we have our attackers with the 3-4 squares on the left. That does help pretty much. If you were going to do that, you would definitely use the second gear option, which is 2 HP, 2 defense, and attack. That would probably be the best bet if you're going just for pure magic attack with this character, which is also not that bad. But overall, if you just want to have not only her healing everyone pretty dang good, but also keeping herself sustained, this would most likely be your best set. Now, when it comes down to her cards, of course, you have her main card that is always going to be the best card here. But then you have also Crimson Leopard here, over here, or I just say Teresia's card here, to be honest, in which grants yourself 7 through 15% increased HP recovery. Now, this is actually kind of cracked. I'm not gonna lie. That's actually amazing. Just in case you did not get her card, it's really good to actually have it. Really will support you if you're lacking some of that magic attack in order to heal you and or your teammates themselves. You at least be able to sustain Mimosa's living time. Now, with this, with substats, you would like to get magic attack, defense, crit resistance, and damage mitigation, or dodge is what it's called here, in which this would be probably foolproof for her. I would like to say, because she doesn't really need anything else unless you want to go ahead and probably remove defense for HP. You could possibly do that, but that is pretty much her staples when it comes to this thing. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I gotta say, go ahead, smack that like button, smack that subscribe button. It really does help me out at the end of the day. This video was actually very fun doing, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I've been having a lot of fun when it comes down to at least making these type of vids. So I love the support, and hopefully I get to see it more often the more I make these. So till next time, everybody, I'm gonna continue my farming, of course, and we may have a video that comes out about the best farming teams for you all, because I've been getting that question quite a lot. So till then, everybody, stay safe, stay sharp, and stay determined, and peace out.